So you may have noticed that we have multiple cars on track. That's because we have so many vehicles to get through qualifying today. So bear with us if you don't see your superstar at the point you want to, but we're making sure that everyone gets some airtime.
This is John Snell on course, the 4671 in his Cherokee, sponsored by Nitto Tires.
Okay, as soon as we can give you timings, we will do. As Sean McNamara, he crossed the line, doing ever so well out there. As we watch John Snow making his way up through the MBRP rocks.
And he takes the right line. There's some big rocks over there that are starting to turn up, so this course is going to be ever-changing, heading up that MBRP rock section.
Yep.
So John Snell on course, heading through the Yukon Gear and Axle Talladega turn. So for the 4600 Spider Track stock class for the national points is Josh Atterbury 1, John Schaefer, Dawson Allington, John Snell, and Daniel May Applegate rounding out the top 5 for the national points. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned in. We're doing the best we can. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're fighting through it. So thank you again for everybody staying tuned in back at home. Ultra4Racing.com/live. This is the 4-Wheel Parts Nitto National Championship. We're at the Wild West Motorsports Park just outside of Reno, Nevada. This is qualifying for the KMC Hard Charger Award.
And we're getting some fantastic footage here from one of our drones as we watch John Snell making his way through now to the Steel It Rock section. Those 35-inch DOT tires cutting a line all the way through these big gnarly rocks. I was down there earlier and these rocks are massive this year. Not a place for taking prisoners, and he's doing a great job there picking a line over as he crosses the line.
So he'll get an unofficial time right around 3:02 or so, unofficially. John Snell with a great run. So 46-22 with Bill Schultz getting ready to take the green flag. Green flag is going. Bill Schultz on course with his Jeep-based Spider Track stock rig.
I think we all have a soft spot in our hearts for the Spider Track's stock class. These guys are real heroes. They have to go out on the same course as the 4400 Unlimiteds, and they do a wonderful job. Love to watch these guys racing as we watch Bill Schultz now making his way down through that huge rock garden. Totally different line to everyone else we've seen so far.
And Josh Atterbury, our current national points leader, getting ready to cross the checkered flag. We'll get you some times as soon as we can. Josh Atterbury still moving strong. These rock sections on these 35-inch tires look like it's riding rough through there. Bill Schultz on screen, coming down the King, Savvy, Genrite, Optima battery, Jeep rock section.
And he's just picking nice, safe lines, looking after those tires. You can see the size of those rocks. They're being swallowed up, swallowing up those tires as he makes his way down. He's got a long weekend of racing. He wants to keep it together, taking his time, not making any mistakes. We have 11 runners in this 4600 Spider Track stock class here at the 4-Wheel Parts Nitto National Champions at the Wild West Park, Reno, Nevada, 2019.
Bill Schultz heading up the MBRP rock section. There's a left and a right line. He takes the left line. That's the same way Dawson went up. And Dawson did that huge wheel stand right there. But Bill Schultz just kind of running smooth and steady.
I think that section of rocks, the MBRP section, could have be a real turning point for a lot of teams later in this race.
We've got roughly 11 drivers in the Spider Track stock class signed up. Great to see these guys racing with us. They have to have a 35-inch DOT tire, and it's a stock machine. I mean, most of these, looks like all of these but one are Jeeps. Lined up last is Jessie Haynes in that Roxer. We were talking to him the other day. He was changing a transmission. Bill Schultz heading up that long hill letting the motor eat, heading towards that Optima 180. Then he'll head down towards the start finish. He'll hit that 4-wheel parts rock section first. So this is Bill Schultz making it over the 4-wheel parts rock section. This is the KMC Qualifier for tomorrow's big season finale, the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. Bill Schultz making it look smooth through there. These rocks are huge in these rock sections. Love to see the two separate rock sections here. It's going to be an entertaining day, to say the least. We see the 4500 Yukon gear and axle class starting to line up. But we still are hot and heavy for the 4600 Spider Track stock class.
Just missed him.
Up next is going to be the 4688 John Schaefer.
That was a good save.
Savvy built Jeep.
And here we go, John Schaefer off the line now.
John Schaefer is currently sitting in second position in the national points with a 39.17.
Fast driver is John. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here today in this Spider Tracks 4600 stock class as he makes his way down through the rock garden. Let's see what line he takes. He's taking the same line as Dawson Allington, coming through the middle there. Interesting. It's great to see people with different ideas get stalled on a rock, but he's soon back underway.
Vince Blast, the 4655, running good, hitting both rock sections, really running smooth. There's a lot of action all over course, everywhere we look.
As we watch John Schaefer there making his way up through the MBRP rock section. Just look at the way these stock class cars handle those big gnarly rocks.
That savvy
35-inch tires.
That savvy built Jeep is running smooth. John Schaefer out of Alabama.
That rock section is incredibly tough on the transmissions. I think we're going to see multiple breakages through the weekend as these guys fight for position.
I really anticipated a lot more breakage on these rock sections, but so far they're just kind of taking their time making it, because today's just qualifying for the KMC Qualifier. Tomorrow's race day. We go live at 7 a.m. in the morning, so wake up early with us. It's going to be a long, fun day of racing for the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship.
Whoa, it's a big bird.
And here comes John Schaefer now making his way down the hill towards the 4-wheel parts rock section. Backs it off, finds a line, gets back on the throttle, clears it beautifully. Only the steel-lit rocks to pass as he makes his way towards the finish line. Showing good commitment here.
John Schaefer smoking through, gets huge air. Has to check up a little bit, but John Schaefer pushing it all the way to the finish.
Yeah, getting incredibly enthusiastic there. Great stuff to see.
That's a rough
Okay, next off
ride
the
in
line
those
is the crowd favourite.
old
This
Jets.
man has won everything there is to win in rock sports.
Your
It is
neck is
Jessie Haynes, of
feeling that
course.
at the end of the
But
day.
this time, he's not in a rock buggy. He's in his Rockstar. His little Mahindra Jeep.
Just fucking
Here's tomorrow's race day schedule. For Saturday, October 19th, 7:15, we kick off the UTV prelim. 7:45, we kick off the stock prelim. 8:15, we go the modified Yukon gear and axle prelim. 9:30, we do the first of 3 4,400, the top 7 advance out of each prelim, and then we'll do a LCQ later on the day. So 46.99 on course, Jessie Haynes in that And sorry, we missed Craig Honnell taking off the 4639. He's heading up to the Optima 180, but on screen is Jessie Haynes with that Roxer. It's got leaf springs front and rear. He's running his Jessie Haynes portals. It's a diesel-powered machine.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jessie broke his transmission yesterday, so they had to whip back into Reno to his shop, fix a new transmission, and get back out here ready for qualifying. Now, this project he's been working on, this Roxar project, is very cool indeed. They've taken that little Mahindra and they've turned it into a race car. So good to see. Jessie
Haynes is sponsored by Laser Nut. He's got a 5-speed transmission with that little 2.5 diesel engine tuned by Diesel Freak. He's running the Jessie Haynes fabrication portal axles with Toyota 8-inch diffs. Gives him about 4 or 5 more inches of ground clearance. He's running the 35-inch Maxxis tires.
And it's very unusual to see a diesel here. And it's so good to watch Jessie Haynes making his way around.
We were chatting with him in the pits, and he said in the straight sections he's giving it all he's got. He can only get up to about 30 miles an hour. But yeah, you can see a little bit of black smoke puffing there. Jessie Haynes rolling the coal.
Definitely a Prius hater as he makes his way over the King doubles. Not seeing any air on this one though, Miles.
But he'll be crawling through those rocks with the best of them. Look at him puffing the black smoke. Jessie Haynes giving it all he's got for that little 2.5 diesel.
Now let's see what he wants to do here on the 4-wheel parts rocks as he makes his way down.
It's a great shot of the Laser Nut. Nitto finished 5 years since he's raced with us at the Nationals, but he's been racing Ultra 4 for a very long time. Great to see Jessie Haynes back out here running with us. He is a local guy out of Reno, Nevada. Jessie Haynes takes the checkers.
And now we're waiting for the gear and axle 45 class to start. Starts to build now, Miles. There's a lot to play for in this class, and we've got some big names and some big hitters.
I believe up next is going to be Sean Rance, the number 4531 in the Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class.
That'll make it interesting. I hope they water the shit out of this tonight.
Sean Rance Sr., he finished 3rd place for the Laser Nut Western Series and 3rd place in the 4-wheel parts Eastern Series, and he's sitting 3rd place in the national points. So this race means a lot for Sean Rance Sr. It'll be very interesting to see.
Fun.
As the Hammer King safety crew's making sure everything's good, Sean Rance Sr. on course. He'll be pushing hard for this KMC hard charger.
Yeah, now look at the horsepower as he flies up the very first hill. Great pace there from Sean Rance Sr.
Yeah.
Now this is an interesting class. It's a class that I love very much. These guys have to have a physical link to the steering. They can't just have full hydro. There has to be a mechanical link there, which makes things very difficult indeed.
And it's interesting to how they do that, because some of them, kind of bend the rules. They make up their own steering. It's a cool way for this class to have a lot of fun. They have to have somewhat of a stock frame under there, 37-inch DOT tires.
They do indeed. Now that frame has to stop behind the cab, and then they can put tube work onto there. As we watch Sean Rance Sr. here making a fantastic job of this course. They are allowed to have 2 shock absorbers per corner, so they are allowed to carry a bypass, and he's making the maximum use of that fantastic suspension as he takes the right-hand line at the MBRP rock zone.
Yeah.
Sitting in first place for the national championship is on course now, number 88. Racing in memory of Jesse Combs is Dan Fresh. Team Savvy. He's got 39.89 in the national points. He is leading the national points race for the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship.
But on scene at the moment it is John Rance Sr., the first of our 4500s today, and he's laying down a great pace. Making his way out to the final Optima bend before he heads back down the hill to the 4-wheel parts rock section. Now, are we going to see these 4500 class cars jumping this zone, Miles?
We are about to find out. Sean Rance does check up for the 4-wheel parts rock section. I think it is safe to play this, because we saw Casey Shearer earlier take a terrible tumble. You don't want to miss tomorrow's race. So Sean Rance Sr. making it smooth through there, the 45-31.
Now, it's interesting to see. He's actually crossing the rock line there. So he started on the left, then made his way out to the right on the steel-lit rocks as he makes his way across the line.
So sorry about, we've had some technical issues, but Sean Rance Sr. gets a 2:19.6. So great run for Sean Rance Sr. He's currently sitting in that KMC hard charger position, but hot on his heels is Dan Fresh, number 88. I love the wrap on this car.
Oh, it's fantastic to see. Obviously in memory of the wonderful Jessie Haynes. And Dan Fresh is really laying this down. Now, he is a superb racer. Let's see what he can do here. Everything he turns his hand to, he wins. And what can he do here at the National Championships here at Sparks, Nevada in Reno this year?
Coming in hot, hits the brakes, Dan Fresh playing it safe. The savvy built 88 running smooth. Dan Fresh all over the throttle. He is going to be running hard trying to catch Sean Rance Sr.
He's got a nice line there. Much slower than we saw from some of the UTVs through these rocks earlier on. But he's going to be happy. He'll want to be in that top 5. Dan Fresh crosses the line. Nice run.
So we'll get
there.
an unofficial time for Dan Fresh with a 2:19.6. So
no, Miles, that's actually Dan Fresh came in with a 2:08 unofficially, and that puts him into first place.
Sorry about that. I got a little mix up on my screen, but yes, Dan Fresh sitting in that KMC hard charger. Team Savvy sitting on the pole for now. We'll see what happens. I believe that's John Matthews. The 4580 on screen. Justin Hall. John Matthews getting ready to hit the Steel at Rock section. Justin Hall getting ready to take off, but on course right now at the MBRP Rock section is Chuck Crossland with a huge wheel stand. There is action all over this course for the KMC Qualifier. So number 13, John Hall, getting ready to take the green flag. We've got multiple cars on track. We got Chuck Crossland on track. Justin Hall getting ready to take off. John Matthews just finished. John Matthews' time was a 2:08.2, so he bumped by a half a second faster than Dan Fresh. So on screen is Chuck Crossland hitting the 4 Oil Parts Rock section.
Okay, here we go. Got Justin Hall now coming down through the rocks, and he's looking quick as he makes his way down through here, Miles. Great stuff from Justin Hall. Seasoned competitor here in 4500 class.
He's been racing with us a long time. Oh my God, it's Justin Hall on course.
Just look at the power and the speed he's using there. He wants this, and he wants this bad.
So number 13 making up the MBRP Rec section, takes the left side. There's a rock right there. These guys are keep hitting it. We still haven't seen too many tire issues like we anticipated, but these guys are running strong. Number 13, Justin Hall.
And Justin Hall giving it absolutely everything, all out of shape as he makes his way around these corners and onto the King doubles. He was third at King of the Hammers this year, and he is giving it everything. Great pace here.
He looked a little bit loose. I wonder if his...
And John Hall, like most of the drivers here, as he blasts around that final turn, running with no co-driver this weekend. Every pound of weight making the difference.
God, I can't wait to see the
He's blowing through the 4 Wheel Parts Rock section, all over the throttle, getting ready to head into the Steel Lip Rock section. There's about 100 feet. John Hall is running hard. We'll get his unofficial time here shortly.
And Justin Hall crosses the line, and it is going to be bang on 2 minutes, so he takes the lead. What a fantastic time. Let's not forget that's unofficial at the moment, but this is Justin Hall. He's just laid down a 2-minute time, 8 seconds ahead. So his nearest rival, John Matthews.
Unofficially 2-minute flat. Justin Hall with a great run. Right behind him is John Matthews, followed by Dan Fresh, Chuck Crossland, Son Ranch Sr., and Jesse Balter.
And on screen now, we've got Kevin Stearns.
He's number 4502 with Tilden Motorsports. They build engines. He's been racing with us for quite a while. He's been racing since 01 with us. He was third place at this event last year in the 4500 Yukon gear and axle class.
Yeah, Kevin is a superb racer in this class. He loves 4500. But he is talking about making the move to 4,400. So let's see how he gets on here this weekend. I know he would love to be on that podium as he picks his way down through the rocks.
Kevin Stearns looking good. Those Nitto tires holding up. Optima batteries. And I believe he's going to try to race this car in the 4,400 class at King of the Hammers this year. So we'll see if he can run, it would be Wednesday and Friday. So he's going to put that car through its paces.
Yeah, I believe he's actually already won a qualifying spot at King of the Hammers. So well done, Kevin, as he makes his way around this superb course.
Kevin Stearns, BDS, running hard.
Now, let's not forget, he has to beat 2 minutes if he wants to be on the front row of the grid tomorrow. I'm not sure if he's got pace for Justin Hall, but we shall see as he makes his way up towards the final bend before he heads down to those awesome four-wheel parts rocks. Kevin Stearns got the fastest time through our speed gun for his class so far, and he flies the rocks 65 mile an hour through our speed gun. What's he going to do here on the final Steel It Rocks? Oh, look at this, Miles. This is fantastic stuff here from Kevin Stearns. He is charging hard.
Kevin Stearns giving it all he's got crossing the Steel It Rock section. We'll give him an unofficial time of a 2:04.9, currently unofficially in second place. Great run by Kevin Stearns.
Absolutely, but we saw Justin Hall earlier there, and we saw him win that in the rocks earlier on.
Cody St. Clair on course. So on screen, I believe, in that Trent Fab machine, driving is Dave Cole, driving for Dustin Friesen, if I'm not mistaken. .45.66, Dave Cole on course. That Trent Fab machine. He's going to run his KMC hard charger. See how he can do in qualifying today.
Now, this is a Trent Fab car. Runs a 454 LSX. And I know Dave would like to do really well here. I was talking to him about how he felt around about this race, and he told me something I didn't know, Miles, which is he's never actually raced through rocks. He's done rock crawling, but he's never raced through rocks. So it'll be interesting to see what the big man can do.
But that Trent Fab machine looking good. He's running strong. We'll see what kind of time he can get for today's qualifier. For the four-wheel parts Nitto National Championship, we're here at the Wild West Motorsports Park, just outside of Reno, Nevada. Dave Cole heading up the MBRP Rocks section. What a great view from our live drone. How cool is that? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Ultra4Racing.com/live.
Fantastic images here of the big guy making his way up and now down into the short course. This drone footage is superb. Thank you to our production crew who've worked so hard to bring us this awesome footage as Dave Cole makes his way through the short course.
We've got cameras all over this course. You can see the entire course from the grandstands. This Wild West Motorsports Park is one of my favorite races of the year because you can see the entire racetrack. The full course is about 1.25 miles long, but we are only running the short course for this, roughly 3/4 of a mile. Dave Cole going through the 180 Optima
Okay,
turn.
now let's see this Mars. Is he going to check for the rocks? He checks for the rocks, but not much. Oh, he's flying through here.
He didn't jump it, but he gave it all he had, crossing the course, hitting the Steel at Rock section on the right side. Dave Cole really pushing hard through the Steel at Rock section. We'll get a time from him shortly, but he is pushing all the way to the finish line. That Trent Fab machine looking smooth.
Oh, and there we go. We see Dave Cole goes into second place, only hundredths of a second ahead of Kevin Stearns. Superb stuff there from Dave Cole.
Right around 0.2 of a second split up Dave Cole and Justin Hall. Justin Hall's currently sitting in the KMC hard charger spot, but Dave Cole was hot on his heels.
But look at this, we're talking about 4,500 class cars, and we've got less than half a second separating these guys. What fantastic racing here at the four-wheel parts Nitto National Championships 2019.
We just ran about 15 cars on course for the 4,500 Yukon gear and axle class. Unofficially getting that KMC hard charger is Justin Hall, followed closely by Dave Cole, Kevin Stearns, John Matthews, Dan Fresh, Jesse Balter, Chuck Crossland, Sean Rance Sr., Cody St. Clair, and William Young. I don't believe we saw William Young out on course, so he must have had some issues, but he'll have to start from the back of the pack in tomorrow's heat. So that's 10 cars will be racing in tomorrow's 4,500 Yukon gear and axle class. Up next is going to be the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class.
And for
Up next will be the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class.
And then pull back out.
So sorry, on screen is not on screen, but William Young is on course right now. I'd missed him take off the start. I apologize for that. Will Young will be our 10th and final competitor for the 4,500 Yukon gear and axle class as he comes through the four-wheel parts
Like right now,
rock section. He comes from just outside of Denver, Colorado. Teamed up with the D-Squared team. His first race was King of the Hammers last year. Great to see William Young, and usually his wife co-drives with him.
Okay, so there we go. That's the end of the 4,500s qualifying. And we'll just have a quick rundown. We've got Justin Hall with a 2 minutes 0.5. Then only just behind him, Dave Cole with a 2 minutes 0.07. And then it's Kevin Stearns, John Matthews, Dan Fresh, Jesse Bolter, Chuck Crossland, Sean Rance Sr., Cody St. Clair, and then rounding out the 10, Will Young.
Remember, this is setting up for tomorrow's four-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. This is short course, so qualifying really sets you up for the heat. And then it is a physical finish. This is not on corrected time. This is a physical finish race, so starting up front gives you a huge advantage. Even though there's tons of passing up here, it's going to be an interesting day of racing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's so easy to make a mistake on these rocks, and the rocks are really going to provide the entertainment throughout this weekend, and they're going to be the part of the course that are going to cause all the action for these crews.
We are just running the short course for today's KMC qualifying run. Up next will be the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. Up first, looks like it's going to be David Hartman, followed by Kyle Wickham.
Now, we've got some big hitters in this class. We've got, of course, son of Dave Cole. We've got Bailey Cole, who's chasing for a championship. We've also got Casey Gilbert, who's going to be out there, who's only a few points separate Casey and Bailey. So they're going to be wanting to come home first in qualifying and nick those 7 points.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to go over that. Yeah, for the 4,800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class, the national points is really close between Casey Gilbert with 39.78, followed by Bailey Cole with 39.54. So just about 24 seconds split those up. So Jeremy Jones, David Hartman, Randall Holmes rounds out the top 5. While we have a little bit of break in the action, we're going to throw it to a commercial. Don't forget to tune back in, ultra4racing.com/live. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Four Wheel Parts Nitto National Championship. We're just outside of Reno, Nevada at the Wild West Motorsports Park. We are hot and heavy for the KMC qualifying. It's been great all day long. Here's our social media. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can watch our YouTube. So again, I'm Miles Hasselquist alongside Jim Marsden. I'm having a blast. I hope you are too, buddy.
Oh, it's so good to be back here for the National Championships 2019. And so far, all of the classes we've seen have been given 100%. And now we're starting to rank it up a little bit more, and we're into the 4800 Brannock's Motorsports Legends class.
On screen, that's Dave Hartman. He's here racing with us, but he was on the fence up until, he's still on the fence. His wife's at home about to give birth within the next week or so he's constantly checking his phone because he's got a car lined up to buzz to the airport to get home. So huge shout out to him and his wife for putting up with it. It's great to see Dave out here running because he's sitting in fourth position in the national points, so this race meant a lot to him, so it's great to see him out here being able to do his thing. This is the season finale out here for the national championship. It's been a great day of qualifying so far. KMC is reimbursing the top guys in each class. They do get that pivotal 7 points to be on that KMC hard charger, Jim.
And those 7 points make such a big difference to the championship. So you're going to see Casey Gilbert and Bailey Cole really fighting it out here. And let's not forget, there's a lot of other cars on this group as we watch the first car in the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class leave the line.
That's Dave Hartman. We have roughly 24 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends cars going to take the green flag today. It's a great class. A lot of these cars are old 4400 cars that have been retired, but the one that Dave's racing right now is a Jimmy's chassis, 2-seat. They all have to be solid axle, 2 seats side by side.
37-inch tires as we watch David Hartman, and he's sending it down the rocks. Great pace here.
He's really going to push hard so he can start up front in tomorrow's race. David Hartman really running smooth, catches a rock. There's rocks getting switched all over down there as David Hartman heads up the MBRP rock section as we speak. Running smooth, running fast. Dave Hartman's pushing hard.
Yeah, just look at the way that car bounced back off of those rocks. Now, that's what we were talking about earlier. This course is going to cut up. It's going to be hard on transmissions. It's going to be hard on cars. It's going to be really interesting to watch as the whole of this weekend pans out.
Dave Hartman still pushing hard coming into this short course here. Looks like Kyle Wickham took the green flag. We'll touch base on him here shortly, but the 48-74 Dave Hartman rolling through the King Shocks rhythm section, heading up towards that Optima battery 180, and then he'll be heading hot towards the start-finish line to the four-wheel parts rock section. We'll see how his strategy plays out, but David Hartman pushing hard.
Now, just to let the guys and girls home know what's happening here, we're going to have two. Oh, look at this from David Hartman. He flies the rocks. Fantastic stuff.
Fastest car of the day, David Hartman, 74 miles an hour. Dave Hartman is absolutely flying. And this may be the fastest time of the day. We'll get it unofficially with a 151.780. That's going to be really close to Cole Clark.
Now that's a nuts time there. Who's going to beat that? I can't wait to try and find out. Now we've got Carl Wickham on course at the moment. We're not going to see him on camera. Just to let you know, we're often going to have two cars on course. We will be bringing you their times. Don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. We will bring you all the times in the action as we have it.
On screen is Kyle Wickham. His brother Jade's going to be racing in the 4400 class later today. They're brothers. They've been racing a lot. On course now, or on screen now, is Chance Holloman. We're bouncing all over the course, so I do apologize. We're doing the best we can to keep everything flowing as smooth as we can.
As we watch Chance Holloman now, Holloway can make his way down through the rocks as Carl Wickham is also making his way towards the Steelit rocks, and we'll let you have Carl Wickham's time as he crosses the line, but it's Chance Holloman making his way down through those big rocks.
So Chance Holloman made it down the rock section, getting ready to head right back up the MBRP rock section.
And Carl Wickham crossed the line in a 2 minutes 6 seconds. So a great run there from Carl Wickham. But it's Chance Holloman now, making his way up through the MBRP rock zone and onto the short course.
Chance Holloman pushing hard, that 48.32. I believe that's a tri-built machine. Jason Shear raced that, I'm going to say 6 or 7, maybe even 8 years ago at King of the Hammers. That car's been around a long time, but you throw a single shock on, 37-inch DOT tires, and come out racing the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class.
And that's what this class is all about. It's about the legends of the sport coming into it, having their own class, coming out to play, and putting on a fine display of racing for us here.
Chance Holloman pushing hard, looking good, looking smooth. Checks up for the 4-wheel parts rock section. Dave Hartman definitely has hit it the hardest today. Chance Holloman pushing hard all the way to the finish line. He's hitting the steel at rock section as we speak, the 48.32. Chance Holloman trying to get down a good run for the KMC Qualifier.
As we watch Chance Holloman crossing the line, Logan Goodall is also on course at the moment. But the big news is it's Bailey Cole about to take to the start line. Bailey, of course, as we spoke about earlier, is one of the top guns in the championship this year, and he'll be wanting to go out there hard and fast. He's just watched David Hartman crossing those rocks at breakneck speed, and you can bet your life this young man will be doing the same.
And on course, green flag, Bailey Cole in that Trent Fab machine. Single shock, 37-inch tires, 2 seats side by side. That Trent Fab machine, Bailey Cole's only behind by 24 points behind Casey Gilbert. So these 7 points are going to be pivotal going into that national championship.
Okay, right, off screen at the moment, Logan Goodall has had himself a bad run in the rocks and is trying to sort of recover himself, but it's Bailey Cole now making his way down through.
The King ARB Warren Savvy rock section.
Yeah.
Bailey Cole pushing hard, trying to get that KMC Hard Charger award.
He just kind of bounced right.
He starts right, turns left up the MBRP rock section. That seems to be about the fastest or the most popular line, at least. Does a little bit of a wheel stand. Bailey Cole all over the throttle.
Yeah, he's working that Trent Fab car as hard as he can. This young man, he's at years belie how long he has actually been racing. He's raced with us in Europe, he's raced in Mexico, he's raced all over the place, and he's putting that experience to good use here on the track.
Driving Dave Schneider's Trent Fab machine, putting it through his paces.
Is he gonna do it?
Bailey Cole heading through the Optima 180 as we speak. We'll see how hard he hits the 4-wheel part rock section. Remember, we just saw David Hartman send it through there. Bailey hits it pretty hard. Look how smooth Bailey went through that rock section.
Okay, he comes into the steel at rocks now. Logan Goodall is stuck on the rocks. Bailey takes a line. He sends it, and look at this young man go.
This could be the fastest time of the day. We'll get an unofficial time here in just a second.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
Bailey Cole with an unofficial time of 1:44.466. Fastest lap of the day. Bailey Cole sitting in that KMC Hard Charger position.
Now, this is fantastic here for our 4800 class. These guys are really sending it.
Interesting to see, because you know Casey Gilbert sitting in his car, got his PCI radio on, getting all the communications. So now Casey really knows how hard he's got to push, because a 144 by Bailey Cole, that is a good run.
It is absolutely fantastic, but let's not forget, it's not just about Casey Gilbert. There are other guys out here in this class who can also hit hard. So let's see what these boys can bring us.
I'll run down the top 5 in the national championship points for the 4800 Brannock Motorsports class. Casey Gilbert with a 39.78. Bailey Cole with a 39.54. Jeremy Jones, who won this race last year, 3800. David Hartman sitting in 4th position in the national points with 37.80. Rounding out the top 5, Randall Holmes, 37.25. So it is going to be down to the wire for this national point championship. This is the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. Sitting in 1st place, Casey Gilbert.
In 2nd place is Bailey Cole.
Third place, Jeremy Jones.
And in fourth is David Hartman.
Rounding out the top 5, Randall Holmes.
Now that's a fantastic class. They've been battling so hard all year. It's going to be amazing to see it rounded out tomorrow.
48.53.
It's Andrew Gorman off the line now, making his way through, round the top end and into that huge rock garden.
Wow.
Just kind of check out the scale of these rocks as he makes his way through here. They are enormous.
We've got the great aerial view right now from our live drone.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the just right at the right out my window. I can see the start-finish line.
Yeah, and then he did
We've got a
really good
great
second.
venue point up here. So it looks like Gorman's stuck in the rocks a little bit, not sure what's happening.
Can't see.
I think he took a big hit on the front axle and he was just making sure everything was okay before he carries on in his charge downhill.
He's running a solid axle, Jimmy's built chassis. It's got his Nitto tires. Sponsor on the side. What a great day of qualifying for the KMC Hard Charger. This is the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. We're here at the Wild West Motorsports Park, just outside of Reno, Nevada. If you come out here, watch some racing, then go check out Reno Tahoe, a beautiful part of our country.
In Ridgecrest.
Gorman's heading up the MBRP rock section.
And this rock section is starting to cut up badly now. You can bet your life to the 4400 crews have got spotters out there and they'll be probably changing their minds on which lines they're going to take during qualifying.
The holes are getting dug, the rocks are getting switched around. Shane Smith just takes off, number 223. I believe last year was his rookie year.
But it's Andrew Gorman that we're following on course at the moment as he makes his way round on the short course over the King Doubles and up the hill. Now we've just seen Bailey Cole absolutely send it through the rocks. What is Andrew Gorman going to do?
So Andrew Gorman heading into the 4-wheel parts rock section. We'll see how hard he hits it. Checks up just a little bit, then all over the throttle. Great little bounce. Andrew Gorman made it through there very smooth. Now he's heading into the Steel It Rock section, and Gorman's really pushing hard, trying to get a good qualifying position for tomorrow's race.
And just look at the car get thrown from side to side. It's so difficult to find that smooth line through that rock section. A really good run there.
Unofficial time of 2:18 for Andrew Gorman. Puts him in the top 5.
And we're going to see a replay here of Bailey Cole as he makes his way through the rock zone. It's going to be coming on screen, and just watch here. Watch Miles. He checks the car, pops that throttle again, brings that nose up, and he clears it so well.
Just skipped right through that rock section, but he hits the next section even harder. Bailey Cole is pushing.
He does indeed.
Great replay by the Hammer King production crew. Thank you to those guys. How cool is that to have a replay right in the middle of our live qualifying run?
Yeah, our production dude doing a fantastic job as always. And it's Scott Morse now on track.
With Moose Motorsports.
And Shane Smith's making his way across to the finish now. Nice clean run.
Scott Morse, 48.68, coming down the Savvy PRP Monster Genrite rock section.
Shane Smith stops on the rocks offside of your screen. I'll let you know what's happening.
He's inching along, gets moving again. Scott Morse heading up the MBRP rock section. Our live drones hovering above.
And Shane Smith crossed the line with a 2:15, putting him into unofficial 5th place currently.
Scott Morse gets out of the rocks, just a few more turns in this short course, and he'll hit the start-finish line. A couple more rock sections to go. Moose Motorsports pushing hard.
Yeah, you can watch that front end pushing away there. All these cars running 4-wheel drive. And so,
huge bicycle with a save. Scott Morse saves it. Pushed a little too hard. Gets it back going. Huge, great save by Scott Morse.
What a fantastic piece of driving there from Scott Morse to save that one. His heart will be pumping as he makes his way up the hill.
You saw him pop up on the right, steered into it, had to hit the brakes so he didn't hit the K-rail. Threw in reverse, got back going. Great save by Scott Morse. He just made it through the Optima 180. Now he's heading into the 4-wheel parts rock section. We'll see how hard he pushes through here. Everybody's running about that happy medium. I just heard a tire pop. Which one is it?
Yeah, it did sound like a tire there, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down Scott Morse.
Scott Moore's pushing through the Steel at Rock section.
Fantastic run there. Let's not forget he lost a few seconds, but he did that wonderful bicycle run through the bottom bend.
Scott Moore's with an unofficial time is 2:04, so that puts him in unofficial third place. Great run by Moose Motorsports, Scott Moore's. And don't forget, he had to back up during that run. He had a smoking time going.
He did indeed. Great stuff here.
On screen, the 48.7, Cade Rod. That's the son of Randy Rod, Jimmy's Army.
As we watch Cade Rod go off the line, Evan Jessie is also online, also on course, and we'll let you know his time when he crosses the line.
He built that car. It's a brand new car he's got out here racing with us. And obviously Jimmy's Army builds a lot of cars, but he built almost all of that car all by himself. Randy gave him the shop and said, hey, it's not just getting handed to you. You got to earn it. So he built that car. Cade Rod's last year was leading this race for a while, and he's going to be fun to watch out here in the mix.
Yeah, Cade Rod, he's one of those raw young talents making his way through the field. And just look at the pace he has coming down through the rock garden. This is great driving from Cade Rod.
All 4 Nitto tires looking great. That Jimmy's chassis looking smooth through the rock section. This is the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class.
Cade Rod makes it look so simple as he powers his way down into the short course.
He's been racing the short course with his Pro 2 here recently, so great to see him back out here racing with the Ultra 4 guys.
As Evan Jessie crosses the line in a time of 2:21. But it's all about Cade Rod as he makes his way over the King Doubles, heading up towards the top of the hill before turning down towards those famous four-wheel parts rocks.
He's heading through the Optimal 180 as we speak. We'll see how hard he pushes through the four-wheel parts rock section. Cade Rod enters with a pretty good pace, blips the throttle. He got up to 71 miles an hour down that hill. Cade Rod chooses the right-hand section for Steal It, and then you just kind of got to flow through here, let the car work. Cade Rod pushing hard.
Nice line there from Cade Rod as he crosses the line.
We'll get an unofficial time for Cade Rod. Looks like he's just got into second place with a 1:49.3. Cade Rod unofficially in second place.
So 5 seconds behind Bailey Cole. That gives you an idea of the pace of that young man. Also on course now at the moment, we have Chris Ashton, and we will let you know his times as he crosses the line.
He's in another Jimmy's chassis. So up next on screen, 406, that's Eric Wickel.
He did?
This is the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. This is qualifying for the KMC Hard Charger Award. Sitting right there is Bailey Cole with a 1:44.46.6, fastest lap of the day by about 5 seconds. So Bailey Cole will, if his time sticks, he'll get his entry fee reimbursed. He'll get those critical 7 points. But we still haven't seen Casey Gilbert take off yet. So Eric Wickel on screen, heading down the Holly EFI Rock section.
And Eric taking a completely different line to everyone else. This is the line which was so famously used by Tom Ways and Lauren Healy those few years ago when they were racing back uphill. And Eric's doing a great job here, just picking that line, keeping it smooth.
Where'd he go?
There is action all over the course. Thank you everybody back home for staying tuned in. Ultra4Racing.com/live. Get on our Facebook, hit that share button. Get on the Instagram. Hashtag it up. We need to grow this thing. Thank you everybody for tuning in all over the world.
Okay, we're watching Eric Wickel, but sitting on the line, ready to go, is Casey Gilbert, one of our championship contenders. And Casey Gilbert is off the line.
He's currently our national points leader, just 24 points ahead of Bailey Cole. That may get those 7 points. So you know Casey's on his PCI radio talking to his crowd, talking to his crew. How hard do I have to push to beat Bailey? They're going to say, push it all you got. He's running that Miller Motorsports Pro chassis.
And let's not forget, he was a winner in the 4800 class at this year's King of the Hammers. And look at the pace of Kmc Gilbert as he makes his way down through the rocks here. Wow, wow, wow.
He was our 4-wheel parts East Series Championship this year, Kmc Gilbert.
This man knows how to handle power, and he's doing it with magnificent style as he works his way up through the MRB rocks. Now, I think he's just got a flat there, Miles.
He's going to have to push hard.
There was certainly something flying hard off of that right-hand front tyre. Let's have a look as he comes around the corner. Did he get lucky?
I think he's all right. All those Nitto tires still pushing hard. Kmc Gilbert all over the throttle.
That guy's railing.
He's going to have to push hard. He does have a right front flat.
He definitely had a flat. I saw the big puff of air there as he went up the MBRP rocks. But you'll see, when he's on the straights, those tyres reinflate.
As he's spinning those tires so hard, they balloon up. So Kmc Gilbert really needs to push hard to make this time stick.
Now, let's see. Now, this could be dangerous for the young man here. He's got to be very careful. If he gets that tyre sticking, he will nosedive. Oh, he's got 2 front flats.
Kmc Gilbert giving it all he's got. He's going to push hard. Look at that car. Both front tires flat, but he's giving it all he's got. Kmc Gilbert, what kind of time are we going to throw down?
Oh, my God, this is incredible stuff here.
We'll get you an unofficial time of a 1:41.642, 3 seconds faster than Bailey Cole with 2 flat tires. Kmc Gilbert ran as hard as he could. So unofficially getting that KMC Hard Charger Award. Those are those 7 points he was after. So that'll put him roughly 31 points ahead of Bailey Cole heading into race day.
Well, that's the gauntlet well and truly thrown down there by Kmc Gilbert. What an incredible run. He put it all out there on the course. 2 flat tyres. How did he keep that car together? It's so difficult to keep forward momentum when you can't steer.
So let's go into strategy a little bit. Right now, he is leading the national points by 24 points, but if he gets those 7 points now, he'll be at 31, and if you win this race, you get 1,000 points. Second place gets 975, and then it drops off in 10-point increments. So setting up there in 31 points, he's going to feel really good about that. This is the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. Leading the national points is Kmc Gilbert.
Now, let's not forget, these guys are really, really having to charge hard here to make sure that all of these times count.
So sitting on top of the box for points-wise this season right now for the national points is Kmc Gilbert 1, Bailey Cole 2, Jeremy Jones 3, David Hartman 4th, and Randall Holmes 5th.
What?
On screen now is a 595.
Now all of a sudden I'm kind of, I don't understand what's going on.
That's Craig Allen in the Trick Toy Fab car. There is action all over the place. Attrition is starting to set in. These rocks are starting to kill some tires, but they're giving it all they got because this is all they got for the Kmc Qualifier.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones just crossing the line off screen at the moment. He had a massive flat going through the rocks, and we'll give you his time any moment. But live on screen at the moment, Miles,
is Craig Allen in his Trick Toy Fab, built by...
Unofficially there, Jeremy Jones crossing the line in 5th place with a 2 minutes.
This is a Trick Toy Fab Rick Mooneyham built machine. You recognize that name. He's raced King of the Hammers with us multiple times. He's got 2nd place way too many times to count.
And that's what this class is about. It's about legends of the sport still racing today. Craig
Allen pushing hard for this Kmc Qualifier. He's right in the middle of the Optima 180. Craig Allen heading into the 4-wheel parts rock section.
Great pace here. Look at this. Sends it through nice and clean.
So all these cars have to be solid axle up front. 2 seats side by side. 37-inch DOT tires. Have to have a single shock per corner. This is the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. Stan Haynes himself, the legend himself, is here on site. He is not racing with us.
And Craig Allen there, unofficially in 6th place with a 2:03. A great run there from Craig Allen.
So the 4883 on screen. That's going to be Wade Coleman and another Trick Fab machine.
This is a great looking car, fantastic wrap. And Wade is going to be wanting to be right up at the pointy end of this race for tomorrow.
And I think I missed it, but on screen is Wade Coleman.
Wade Coleman is now on course.
And now that's Dustin Sexton on screen. Number 4437, Dustin Sexton. But on screen now is Wade Coleman in the Trent Fab machine. We've got action all over the course. We're bouncing around. I do apologize.
Yeah, Wade Coleman there. He's got a really nice flow. Look at the size of that rock he just tackled. Must have been nearly 3 foot tall, and he just flattens it as he makes his way down through that rock garden.
We are hot and heavy for the 4-Wheel Parts Nitto National Championship. This is the KMC qualifying run. We go live tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. We'll race all day, and then we'll have our banquet tomorrow at 8 p.m. PST. So that's 10 o'clock Central Time. Be sure to tune in all day long. Myself, Miles Hasquist, alongside Jim Marsden. We'll keep you honest as long as we can all day. It's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned in. Ultra4racing.com/live.
And Dustin Sexton crosses the line as we watch Wade Coleman coming into the infield. And Dustin Sexton records a 2:16 to go unofficially 11th place.
Wade Coleman in that Trent Fab machine, still pushing hard, running through the King roller section.
Now he needs to be pushing over 70 miles an hour if he's going to make any difference to this scoreboard.
Whoa.
He's in the optimal 180 as we speak, then he'll head downhill. And I see the 4400 Unlimited Big Boys lining up as we speak. The action is well underway, but the big boys are about to take off here shortly. But that's Wade Coleman heading through the 4-Wheel Parts rock section.
And these Trent Fab cars look superb in the rocks. He hits that first one really hard, pulls it back, straightens her up, and sends it. Oh! He's got to pull her back. Look at that. Great work there from Wade Coleman.
Wade Coleman giving it all he's got all the way to the finish line. This is a three-quarters of a mile short course.
And Wade Coleman there coming in 15th place. No, sorry, actually comes in an unofficial 6th place with a 2:01. So a fantastic time there.
So 4400 class, Unlimited class is about to take off. I believe Tom Liu will be our first guy on course. That's the 4802, I believe, of Ross Glaive on course as we speak. He should be our final car for the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. And sorry, we do have one more. Arturo Soria in an old spec class car. AOK Racing.
And Ross Clave making his way across the final Steelit rock section. Great run there from Ross Clave. We'll give you his time as soon as we have it. And Ross Clave there with a 2:19, unofficially in 14th position. And on the MBRP rocks now, we have our final runner in the 4800 Legends class.
I believe that is Tom Liu in a Jimmy's chassis, so he may be our first. Nope, I'm incorrect. No, that is Tom Liu, but we still have a couple more 4800 cars. So maybe Tom Liu. On screen, I may be mistaken. I'm going only off visual. It could be Tom Liu with Tilden Motorsports. So 44.58, that's Lance Martin's. I was incorrect. I do apologize. But on screen is Arturo Soria in an old spec car, really pushing hard. A-OK Racing. He raced with us at Ridgecrest just about a month ago.
These old spec cars are as strong as old boots.
You actually got to drive one of these a few years back, didn't you, Jim?
I did indeed. In fact, I raced it here. It was great fun. Mopar motor, and they go really well. Little top end heavy, but great fun to race. And any moment now, we're going to be lining up with the big boys. It's going to be the 4400 Unlimited class.
So the action has been going on all day, but the big boys are getting ready to take off. So be sure to tune in, ultra4racing.com/live. Hit up our Facebook, hit that share button. The big guys will be taking off very shortly. As Arturo Soria heads through the Steel It Rock section, getting a little slideways there. We'll get a time for him very shortly.
Yeah, great stuff there from Arturo. We watch him cross the line. Just waiting for his time to come up. And amazing stuff there from Arturo in 5th position unofficially with a 1:59. What a great run there in the old spec class car.
So unofficially, it's going to be Kmc Gilbert with that 7 points for the hard charger.
And Bailey Cole in 2nd place.
3rd place is going to be Cade Rod.
And then rounding up the top 4, it's David Hartman.
Unofficially. Here's the replay of Arturo Soria through the rock section. You see where it kicks here at the end. He completely goes sideways. Look at those tires deflect.
And this is why you can see this course is going to be so difficult over the next day of racing.
So I believe that was the last car for the 4800 Brannock Motorsports Legends class. Great run by those guys.
Okay.
On screen is Jade Wickham.
It is indeed. We saw his brother earlier running in the 4800s.
Yeah, Kyle and Jay, they usually team up. They've got a 4400 and their 4800 car out here with us this weekend. Great to see both of them running. They got their dad out here running the pits. They've been working so hard. They raced with us at Ridgecrest, then had to go out of town for 3 weeks for work. Got home, had 4 days to prep the car, and they're out here racing.
Okay, now we've seen some fantastic qualifying action already today with the 4900s, the 4500s, the 4600s, and the 4900s. But this is the big one, Miles. This is the one that we've all been waiting for. This is the 4400 Unlimited class. This is where the big guns hang out. This is where the heroes are. And let's see what we're going to have.
I mean, look at the lineup we got. We got Wickens up front. I see all 3 Campbells out there. Paul Horschel, Levi Shirley, Mike Bergman, Mike Boo, Tom Ways, Bailey Campbell, Kyle Wickham. Sorry. Jade Wickham on course.
And let's not forget Mike Bergman, as well as David Warwick as well, and so many other top names. Now, Miles, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who is going to be our hot gun? Who's going to be that guy who takes the hard charger in 4400?
Paul Horschel has set lots of podium pole positions, so I'm going to say he's going to give it all he's got. But there's so many heavy hitters out there, you can't pick just one guy. I mean, we got a lot of kings out there racing today, but Paul Horschel, he's going to take off about 7th position. He'll be the fastest guy out there up front, I believe.
Well, I see. I'm looking at a dark horse. I'm looking there at Mike Bergman. Now, I saw him practicing earlier. And let's not forget the other UFO cars. We've got all 3 Gomez brothers. Oh, my word.
Yeah, the Gomez brothers are a make it or break it style of racing. They've got spare parts. They've got a full crew. They are going to give it all they got. On screen is Jade Wickham. We saw his brother Kyle out there running earlier. So Eric Wicks just took off, number 59. So we've got 2 cars on course. We'll do our best to keep you up to date, but the 823 of Jade Wickham
now,
going
Jade
through
Wickham, you can hear it there. They're having a slight misfire. They've been fighting demons on this engine all weekend.
You can hear that exhaust. It's got a cool crossover, 8 into 1 exhaust. It's a really cool system, but you can hear it bouncing off the limiter. They've been fighting some kind of gremlin today.
Yeah, all weekend they've been playing with the tuning on this car as they make their way down to the forward parts rocks.
That car pushes right around 1,000 horsepower, and he's using all he got right now.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's on song at the moment, which is really sad because these guys are lovely to meet. but they're still here and they're pushing as hard as they can.
So Jade Wickham pushing all the way to the finish line will get an unofficial time of 2:01.7. So great run for Jade Wickham. And that's not running on all cylinders too.
Absolutely. We're going to see some great times out here. On course at the moment, we can't actually see him. We've got Eric Wicks in his bomber. We'll keep an eye on his times as he takes a small bicycle ride round. But next on the line
is Corey Johnson, number 406, in a straight axle machine. We have got action, action, action everywhere you look. It's an action-packed day. Thank you for tuning in. This is the 4-Wheel Parts Nitto National Championship. We're here for the KMC Qualifier.
And we're watching Corey Johnson coming down through the rocks now as Eric Wicks makes his way towards the line. We'll let you know his time as we watch Corey Johnson.
In that Bomber Fab chassis, pushing hard through the rocks. These Bomber chassis love the rocks, but on screen, the 406 of Corey Johnson heading down the Warren Savvy King rock section, the Jeep Monster.
And we've got Eric Wicks there coming in with a 2:01 just ahead of Kyle and Jade Wickham. So a nice run there from Eric Wicks.
By less than a half a second. These guys are pushing. But the fastest guy of the day so far is Casey Gilbert with a 1:41, if I'm not mistaken.
He was indeed. Now, we were speaking earlier, you reckon that a 1 minute 30 is going to be where it's at. And you know what? I reckon you could be right.
I'm going to be pretty close. I'm going to be a lot closer than you are, Jim.
Yeah, I'd actually forgotten about the third set of rocks. But here we go now. We got Corey Johnson making his way around. Look at those pink wheel rims.
Corey Johnson pushing hard in that straight axle machine. This is the 4400 Nitto Unlimited class.
It's going to be really interesting to see what speeds we get through our speed gun this afternoon.
And
so far, we've seen around about 73 mile an hour as the fastest. What do you reckon these big good boys are going to get up to?
They'll be sneaking up on 80 miles an hour coming out of that Optima 180, I do believe. But Corey Johnson pushing through the Steal It Rock section. He has just pinned it, and that was the fastest through the Steal It section today. Corey Johnson giving it all he had with an unofficial time of 1:53, so 8 seconds faster than Eric Wicks. So Corey Johnson sitting in that KMC hard charger position for now. And on screen now is
Corey Johnson. Absolutely fantastic run there from Corey.
On screen now is Brad Christian. He's filling in for Chip McLaughlin because he's got a back issue. He'll be racing with us at King of the Hammers next year for 2020. But on screen, Brad Christian. This is his first time ever driving an Ultra 4 car. So number 4, Brad Christian on screen.
And on screen now, we've got Ian Kachuges. I know I'm not saying that right. I do apologize, but here he comes, and he's looking really good. Taking a completely different line to everyone else, jumping down those big rocks.
Ian's coming down the Jeep Monster Nitto Rock section and that straight axle machine.
He's really making that eat as he comes on round now to the MBRP rock section. Does he go right? Does he go left? He takes that right-hand line, then cuts it back, and then cuts back to the right again. This is a great run here from Ian.
And just look at that huge wheel stand coming out of the BRP rock section back into the short course.
Commitment level 10. This is fantastic stuff.
We've got stories all over the course. Action everywhere you look. Ian's coming into the 4-wheel parts. Sorry, he's getting ready to roll through the King Roller section. Ian's pushing hard in the short course, getting a little bit of air time. On screen, Ian's in the Optima 180 as we speak.
Okay, as Ian makes his way down through to the 4-wheel drive parts rocks, we've got Brendan Thompson also on course.
Ian just cleared the 4-wheel parts rock section. First one to do it today, and it was absolutely picture perfect. Ian smokes through that rock section. Great, great run for him. And he'll get an unofficial time of 1:42, 1 second off of Casey Gilbert's time. Ian sitting in that Hard charger position for now. Great run for Ian.
That's fantastic stuff here, but this is what we were expecting. Those 4400 class guys are not disappointing.
And now the pace has been set.
Okay, here we go. Let's have a replay of this again. Here he comes, coming down through to the four-wheel parts rocks, and boom! Sky time, baby.
And look how smooth the landing was. So this pace has been set. They are going to have to jump this. On screen is Waylon Campbell.
On screen now, it's Waylon Campbell. Waylon, of course, son of Shannon and brother of Bailey.
And everybody's
big things. He was building a new car for this event, and they missed getting it here by only a mere scant hours. So he's picked up his old car, he's dusted her down, and he's got her back on course.
Waylon Campbell in that single seat IFS race. Campbell Enterprise built machine. Brendan Thompson, huge wheel stand, terrible luck. We'll get the safety crew in there quick. So the pace has been set. People are going to have to jump it, but he did a bad kicker, went up over the nose.
Just at the end and it dropped this front end.
Waiting for a thumbs up.
Okay, we got Waylon Campbell on course at the moment, but we got Brendan Thompson, and Waylon has been stopped. He's been red flagged.
The course is closed right now. Red flag. Course is closed while we get Brendan Thompson taken care of. He took a terrible tumble. Bad luck for the 5150, Brendan Thompson.
Yeah, they should be all right.
Looks like he's crawling out of the car. The Hammer King safety crew's making sure everybody's okay. That'll make the highlight reel there, Jim.
That certainly will, but for all the wrong reasons. Bad luck there for Brendan Thompson. But Miles, let's just go back through what we've been seeing already today. I mean, already today we've been watching the Can-Am Motorsports 4900 UTV class. Fantastic action there. We saw some incredibly fast times that equaled those of the other classes.
But we're going to flip back to a replay of Brendan Thompson, the 5150, as his tumble over the four-wheel parts rock section. And there's the huge tumble by Brendan Thompson. And you can see how hard he landed. So tough break for Brendan Thompson. But he's out of the car, helmet's off. He looks like he's going to be okay. Brendan Thompson is okay.
Brendan, experienced racer with Ultra 4. Sometimes you just don't get it right, and today was one of those days. But that's okay. He'll have that car back. They'll have that car back on his wheels. They'll have it back into the pits. They'll get it dusted off and repaired. And then he will be back on track for the racing tomorrow.
That is the brother of Joe Thompson, Mr. UFO himself. So they'll have the full crew working on that car, get him back racing. He'll have to start from the back of the pack.
He will, but Waylon Campbell is being brought back round to the starting grid once again, and he will get to restart his lap. So a tough break there for Waylon.
And look on screen, you see Paul Horschel, Levi Shirley. There's Waylon Campbell getting ready to take off. The Hammer King safety crew's got Brendan Thompson's car back on its wheels. But we're going to get the telehandler out there. We got...
Now, this is a really interesting jump. Now, you're a racer, Miles. You race a lot. You do a lot of stuff with UTV. Now, when we come up to a jump like this, it's a difficult jump to get right. You're coming downhill towards a big jump. Now, we all know we want to be on the throttle so we can set that car and get that car on the right pitch. But it's difficult to do when you're coming downhill. How would you approach this?
So, yeah, you just come down the hill, grab all the speed you can, and then there's a little dip at the bottom, so you check just a tip. And like you said, full throttle attack at the last second and just blip the throttle and hope the car goes nose high a little bit. But we just saw Brendan Thompson, it did a pretty good donkey kick, landed on the nose. It only takes that. But you saw Ian with a smooth jump, so there's a happy medium in there.
There is a happy medium. Now we saw Ian, he checked early down the hill and then got hard back on the throttle to make sure he had the right posture on the car before he hit the rock zone. So it's going to be interesting to see what our big guns do. What's Brian Cross going to do? What is Shannon Campbell going to do? And more importantly, what is someone like Lauren Healy going to do when he's in a rental?
So on screen, we're getting ready to send off Waylon Campbell again. But we're just getting Brendan's car off course. Got the telehandler on there. We got Scott Pender driving it. He runs the Wild West Motorsports Park, making sure everybody is safe and sound. This is the four-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. We're here at the Wild West Motorsports Park. just outside of Reno, Nevada. This is KMC Qualifier right now. Sitting in that hard charger right now is Ian with a 1:42.5 is the time to beat. 1 second off of Casey Gilbert's time, but I'm still going to stick right around that 130 mark, but it's probably going to be more like 135, 138. We'll see.
I think you're right there, Miles. We're going to see the speed certainly pick up when we see the bigger guns come on course, but they have just seen Brendan Thompson roll, and that will be in the back of their minds. Will they be checking it up, or will they be going full send?
But remember, Ian just cleared it, so I think the pace has been set. You have to hit it if you want to start up front. And on screen or on course now, I believe is Randy Watson. 1943.
And hopefully he knows that. If not, then
Yeah, Randy Watson there making his way down the course at the moment.
And we have Waylon Campbell patiently awaiting to rerun his course. We're going to let him redo it since we closed, we did the red flag to make sure Brendan was okay, got the course cleared, and send him back out on his way. Randy Watson made it through the monster rocks. Now he's heading to the MBRP rocks section. And Waylon Campbell getting ready to take off. Our national points lines up with Josh Bleiler up front, Paul Horschel 2, Shannon Campbell 3, 4 is Bailey Campbell, 5th is Vaughn Gittin Jr. with Lauren Healy at the helm today. But there's Waylon Campbell back on course.
Let's say once again, Waylon was expecting to be here with his new car this weekend, but it didn't just quite work out for him. They were only a few hours from having it ready, but if it's not ready, you ain't racing. So they dusted off the old car and made sure it's ready for this race.
And this last few weeks, that's all they've concentrated is on the new car. So how good a prep did they do on Shannon's car? How good a prep did they do on Waylon's car and Bailey? I did see Bailey work on her car a lot, but Shannon and Waylon were just nose to the grind on the new car. So what did they do prep-wise on Waylon and Shannon's?
Well, that's the interesting thing. And is it going to be a telling element to this race as we see it unfold through today and tomorrow as Waylon opens up the throttle and makes his way towards the MBRP rocks?
And you can see all 4 Nitto tires holding there. He's going to be throttling all the way up that rock section.
Now, watching Waylon in free practice yesterday, and he wasn't the smoothest through this zone. And once again, he seems to be fighting as he makes his way up through that rock zone. But he's clear of it now, making his way into the short course. What's he got for us?
He's in the Yukon Talladega turn as we speak. That Monster Energy machine is pushing the limits. Single seat IFS Campbell Enterprise machine, Waylon Campbell. Heading through the King Rhythm double. He's going to be pushing hard into the Optima 180.
Now, what's he going to do? Waylon's checking up over the top, making it round the final bend as he heads down to the 4-wheel parts rocks. And is he going to send it?
Is he going to send it? That is the question we are about to find out. Waylon Campbell heading up to the 4-wheel parts rock section. Does check up. Just kind of glides through, saving the car. Waylon Campbell through the 4-wheel parts wreck section.
That really does surprise me. He's gone ultra safe there, but we've got Paul Horschel out on track at the moment.
Saving the car.
And Waylon crosses the line.
Waylon will get his unofficial time here very shortly. Waylon Campbell with a 2-minute flat, so that currently puts him in 3rd position. But coming down the rocks is Paul Horschel.
Now, Paul Horschel, he's having a fantastic season. He's already won the West Coast Championship, and this guy is on fire. I don't mean we got flames coming out. I mean this guy is super fast.
He's always fun to watch. He's a quiet guy. He builds his cars. He's an absolute genius, but you put the helmet on, he's a monster. Paul Horschel has a lot of pole positions. He's going to be pushing hard. Look at that car. But remember, this is his short course car because he last year debuted his 2-seat IFS car.
Yeah, now this car is pushing out over 900 horsepower. Just look at the way it roosts as he goes through the King Doubles. And I'd love to find out what speed he's pulling up here as he makes his way around the final bend. And I'll bet your life that he sends it over these rocks, Miles.
Paul Horschel all over the throttle. We're about to see him hit the rock section. Checks up a little bit, blips it, gets a little donkey kick, but made it through smooth. Number 19, Paul Horschel.
Now, this is perfect stuff here from Paul. He's an absolute master tactician at short course. Look at that for a run.
And we'll get an unofficial time. Is he going to bump out Ian? He does. A 140 flat. Paul Horschel sitting in that Kmc hard charger spot. That is going to be a tough time to beat.
But I'll tell you who's on course now.
There's Levi Shirley, number 81 out of Dodge City, Kansas. That car's almost identical to Waylon's car.
It's fantastic to see here. Levi Shirley absolutely smoking up through the top. He's made a tyre change for this course. He's actually running the Maxxis Creepy Crawler instead of the Maxxis Trepador. Let's see what he can do. He said they handle better around the corners. What's he going to do on the jump? Is he going to send it?
Levi,
bet your life he is.
Beautiful. Checks up just a tick, bounces through, skipping through. Levi Shirley looking smooth. He's absolutely sending a huge donkey kick, huge airtime. Levi Shirley pushes it all the way to the end. What kind of time does he get?
He gets a 1 minute 40.8. Oh my God, he's less than 0.8 of a second behind Paul Horschel. What an amazing run for the young man out of Kansas. Great stuff there from Levi Shirley.
So sick.
So here's a replay of Levi Shirley at the four-wheel parts rock section, just skipping through, looking smooth, but watch him all the way to the end because he sends it.
Now look at this, he's nice and controlled. Gets down there, hits the throttle, gets that nose up. Fantastic stuff there from Levi.
Right here, it just huge donkey kick, completely all four tires off the line.
And now out on course as we watch Levi Shirley on course now. It's Mike Bergman in the first of the UFO machines.
Number 33, Mike Bergman on course. You can see him at the back of the screen heading into the Optimal 180.
Now
but here's number 54, Mike Bad Daddy Boo. That car's been around for a very long time.
As we watch Mike Boo, though, we've got Mike Bergman, who was a podium finisher here last year. He sends it across the rocks.
Mike Boo, the 54. That car was originally built by Tribe for Jason Shearer and then sold it to Tom Ways, and now Mike Bad Daddy Boo heading up the MBRP rock section.
And as we
it's
watch
a
Mike
single
Boo,
seat IFS machine.
Mike Bergman crosses the line in his UFO in a 142 to take third position unofficially here at the four-wheel parts Ultra 4 National Championships, and we're with Mike Boo, number 54, making his way round the course. This car became so famous with Jason Shearer and, of course, with the man, the legend that is Tom Ways.
Mike Bad Daddy Boo, he's local to Reno, Tahoe.
Damn it, that was the first shot I fucked up. Come on.
Mike Boo in the Optimal 180 as we speak, heading into the rock section. The four-wheel part rock section. Mike Boo launches a huge wheel stand. Mike Boo all over the throttle, putting on a show. What a great run for Mike Boo. We'll see what kind of time that is. These guys are laying it all on the line.
This is action. Fantastic stuff here.
Mike Bad Daddy Boo with an unofficial 5th place with a 143.
Jesus.
Look at that huge hit. Mike Boo all over the throttle. What a great replay. The Hammer King production crew is on it today.
Yeah, now Mike Boo, let's not forget, he is one of our older running competitors here today, so it's amazing to see, and that's what makes Ultra 4 so wonderful. It's not just about the young guys, it's about all of the guys and about all of the girls.
And up next, the 4402, Tom Liu in that Jimmy's chassis. It's a 2-seat solid axle machine. We are hot and heavy for the KMC Qualifier for tomorrow's four-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. We're here at the Wild West Motorsports Park, just outside of Reno, Nevada. We are hot and heavy for the 4400 Unlimited, boys.
Okay, as we wait for the next car to leave the line, let's have a quick update on our top 5. In 5th position, we've got Mike Boo with a 143. In 4th position, we've got
Ian Cutness with a 142.
And in 3rd position, we've got Mike Bergman with a 142. In 2nd
is Levi Shirley with a 140.8.
But leading out at the moment is Paul Horschel with a fantastic 1 minute 40. But we've still got so many heavy hitters.
We've got a lot, but Paul Horschel is currently our KMC hard charger. They will reimburse whoever's sitting in that spot at the end of the day their entry fee, and they get that really pivotal 7-point advantage. Because remember, Paul Horschel sitting in 2nd place, 45 points behind Josh Bleiler.
But I'm just looking up the line of vehicles we yet have still to come. I can see Bailey Campbell. I can see Brian Crofts. I can see Lauren Healy in Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s old car. I can also see all of the Gomez brothers as well. And let's not forget our championship leader currently, Josh Bleiler.
And that's 2-seat Miller Motorsports Pro Chassis, solid axle machine. It's going to be down to the wire.
And then, of course, we can't forget, we've got Cody Addington sitting out here, and a two-time king, Eric Miller, and so many other wonderful vehicles. This is going to be a superb afternoon of qualifying action.
We are right in the middle. We have roughly 36 of these unlimited cars to qualify today. We've got over 100 cars that'll take the green flag tomorrow. Be sure to tune in 7 a.m. PST, 9 a.m. for Central Time. Tune in all day long, ultra4racing.com/live. Hit the share button on our Facebook. Hit the hashtags on Instagram. Let's blow this thing up.
That's why we love to come out here to Reno. That's why we love to be here at the Ultra 4 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship 2019. I wouldn't miss this race for anything in the world. It's absolute non-stop action from start to finish. Let's not forget it starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we have heats all day, culminating in a final right at the end, where you get to see your champions in 4400 crowned once again.
The Hammer King safety crew is out on course, making sure everything's running smooth. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. Again, I'm Miles Hasquist alongside of Jim Marsden. We're about to go green with Tom Liu, the 4402. They've been revamping that car all for quite a while. They got it done yesterday. Got it here on course for the KMC Qualifier. Oh, I didn't see this happen. What's going on with Levi Shirley?
Well, as Levi Shirley crossed the line, we saw his car took a sudden kick, and as he made his way up the hill, you could see him spinning the wheels furiously, so it looks like he has some kind of transmission fault. So a tough break there for the young man from Kansas. But you know what? He's got one of the best crews in the business. He's got his friends over from the UK, Rob Butler, and one of his guys, Tom, and they'll be out there and they'll be busting those spanners tonight to make sure that Levi is on that front row of the grid tomorrow.
I'm sure Brian's at home watching. He was sick, couldn't make it. Hate that you aren't here, buddy, but I know you're tuned in.
Yeah, hope you get well soon, Brian. Look forward to seeing you at the next race.
So they have all night to get that thing finished, and his first race won't be till 9:30 in the morning. So he's got all night, all morning. Levi Shirley brings extra motors, extra transmissions, extra diffs. They'll get that car back out here.
Now, we were talking earlier about these vehicles as we watched Tom Liu leaving the line.
Tom Liu, 2-seat, solid axle, Jimmy's chassis, on course. The 4402, Tom Liu.
It's an older style 4400 class car for this kind of competition, but you know what? It's still got some get up and go, and you know that Tom is going to be sending it down through these rocks. Nice flow here. When we talk about flow, we're talking about the way that you approach the rocks, the way you go from peak to peak, the way you make those tires, that engine and transmission work for you. And if you can get that flow right, you can drive rocks faster than you can ever imagine. Great work here from Tom in this solid axle car.
As he makes it down the first rock section, now he's right into the MBRP rock section. Looks like he's just kind of driving a smooth race, trying to save the car.
Now just watch the way that these cars are kicking off those rocks. They're really getting dug out now, Miles. I think that these rocks here are going to have a huge part to play later on in this race. I think this could be a pivotal point of the course we're looking at.
The holes are getting deep. The rocks are getting changed around. This course is changing around, but we're having a lot of fun. Everything's going great.
Yeah, he looks great here as he comes into this second to last bend, making his way towards the King Doubles.
Tom Liu has rode shotgun with a lot of people, so it's great to see him get behind the wheel once again. Running strong, he rolls through the King Double into the Optima 180.
While Tom Liu is on course, also Kevin Hart is out there as well, and Kevin's throwing it down the rocks, and we'll be keeping an eye on his time as Tom Liu makes his way to the four-wheel parts rocks. Nice and controlled.
Just kind of skips right through there. It looked good. 4402, Tom Liu heading into the Steel at Rock section as we speak. Still pushing hard.
I'm loving the look of those beautiful billet rear trailing arms on that car of Tom Liu as he crosses the line. Great stuff there.
So we'll get an unofficial time for Tom Liu with a 1:58.9. So that puts him in the top 10. So great smooth run for Tom Liu. But on course is Kevin Hart, comes to a stop. Not sure what's going on with him, but on screen you see Bailey Campbell. She is currently sitting in 4th position in the national points. So tough break for Kevin Hart. I was chatting with his co-driver last night, and they were excited to run today. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, tough break there for Kevin Hart. These guys really do put their life and soul into being here.
So since he isn't able to finish it, well, there he goes. Must have been a shifter or a transmission issue, not sure, but he's back going.
Oh, that's great news. Oh, he's got a flat there on the front offside.
Yep, the right front flat tire.
But you'll see, look how it reinflates as he goes up the hill. And that's something that people don't realise. Now, he can get around this left-hand bend, nice and simple, because the tire's on the inside of the bend. But he's got to take care in the rocks, Miles.
And we only have one that's DNF. That was Brendan Thompson, took that tumble. So if Kevin can get through the rest of this short course, he'll be starting in front of him. He's into the 4-wheel parts rock section, skips right through there. Kevin Hart pushing hard to the finish.
And he's ignoring that flat tyre. Great stuff here. Well, earlier today, we saw Casey Gilbert with 2 flat tyres making mincemeat of those rocks.
And Paul Horschel still sitting in the hot seat, the KMC hard charger with a 140 flat.
Kevin Hart with a 228. That stop earlier on in the session costing him dearly. But sitting on the start line now, it's that amazing young lady. It's Bailey Campbell.
That car was brand new last year. It's a 2-seat IFS Campbell Enterprise car. Ryan Miller's riding shotgun with her today. We've been chatting with them quite a bit all week, and this car just got 2nd place in Ridgecrest, and Bailey drove the wheels off that thing.
Yeah, let's not forget that she actually qualified first at one of the major events earlier this year. So this young lady is more than capable of throwing down a time for the guys having to beat.
What the hell's going on around here?
The Hammer King safety crew's making sure everybody's good out there. We're getting the course cleared, and we will be hot action very shortly. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the Facebook, hit that share button, get on the Instagram, hashtag it up. We're having fun.
Now, Miles, have you had a good look at Bailey Campbell's car? Because this thing is incredible. The design talent that has gone into this vehicle is amazing. Centrally mounted fuel tanks, rear engine. It's incredible.
As she clears the motor, we should be green flag racing. The course is cleared, getting everything double checked. Bailey Campbell about to head out on course. Course is not clear. I apologize. There's a car broke at the top of the rocks. I believe that's Kevin Hart.
And it's worth noting that sitting behind Bailey Campbell is her fiance, Brian Crofts, in his 2-seat Dragon. Now, Brian qualified in the top 4 for King of the Hammers this year, but unfortunately had transfer box issues later in the race. Now, I know it would mean a lot to him to do very well here this year. Let's see what he can do.
And Brian Crofts' car is currently for sale, so if anybody wants to race King of the Hammers next year, get that checkbook out and come play.
It's tagged and ready to go. For a cool $225,000, it's yours all day long.
We still have a lot of heavy hitters out there. We have the 3-time King Shannon Campbell yet to come. We have the 2-time King Lauren Healy's filling in for Von Gittin Jr. We have our current points leader, Josh Bleiler. We got all 3 Gomez to go. Cody Addington in the Orange Dragon.
But you notice there's one guy I don't see out there, and that's Eric Miller. Where is Eric?
I think I saw him down front playing with his kid just a little bit ago, so I don't see him down there now. He must be getting in the car, getting strapped up, but he was watching the first few guys go.
Indeed, I can see his wife down there now with his young boy. We know he had motor problems yesterday and he spent all night stripping his engine down to change a lifter, but I sincerely hope that he can make it out here for qualifying today.
And green flag racing, Bailey Campbell hot on course. Monster Energy powered machine. Nitto tire athlete. Bailey Campbell and Ryan Miller loop it out just a little bit all over the throttle. Bailey Campbell pushing hard. She wants to be up there with Paul tomorrow morning.
Oh, is that Bailey?
Now check out this line. She cuts down through the middle. We were watching in free practice yesterday,
Weird part
and
is
she
it
was
has some
taking some
orange
very
stripe on
different
it.
lines to everyone else. But this is good stuff here from the young lady. How does she drive this car so hard? An incredible talent.
And remember, you want to push hard, but not too hard, because tomorrow's race day. This is our season finale. This is qualifying for the KMC Hard Charger Award. Will put us right into tomorrow's race, the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship.
And this is the part of the course where I think it's won or lost. Let's see what she can do here. She takes a nasty kick and a punch off one of the big ones. But she's still running smooth, looking good. Now it's a full throttle assault as she makes her way down into the infield and onto the short course.
She's in the Yukon Gear and Axle Talladega turn as we speak, and Bailey Campbell's pushing hard. Looks like Brian Cross just took off. So we got fiancés on course at the same time right now, Bailey and Brian. Who's going to have the fastest time?
Now, if you're Brian Cross, do you courteously step aside so your young lady can beat you, or do you try and smash down a time?
Or does he push hard, not have enough? Time will tell.
Absolutely. Now Brian is looking really good through the rocks here.
And on screen, coming down the hill, Bailey Campbell about to hit the 4-wheel parts rock section. How hard does she hit it? She checks up, hits the throttle, skips through, smooth and quick.
I've got a feeling this is the plan for the Campbell kids. We saw Wayland checking hard as well.
They've got 3 cars racing, plus Brian makes it 4 in their pits. They don't want to have a busy night.
Absolutely. Nicely done there by Bailey.
So Bailey Campbell with an unofficial time.
Bailey Campbell is currently lying in 6th position with 1 minute 50. Unofficially at this point, as Brian Cross powers round into the short course, and we'll be very shortly seeing if he can beat his fiancée.
Brian Cross cruising through the King Rhythm section, heading up to the Optima 180, and he'll be heading right towards us at the 4-wheel parts rock section.
Brian Cross Dragon 2 is a car I truly love. I think it's absolutely gorgeous as he makes his way to the 4-wheel parts. He's also checking, but not as much. Great run there.
Number 9 Synergy powered machine running hard. That's a 2-seat IFS Jimmy's chassis. It'll be very interesting to see where Brian lands. That's going to be fast. I think he may get Bailey. So Brian Cross with the unofficial fastest time of the day with a 1:37.9. Brian Cross just bumped out Paul Horschel unofficially. Holy cow, Brian Cross was moving.
This guy really knows how to haul. We saw him at Hammers earlier this year when that car was brand new, and he was absolutely killing it.
Number 24
work there as we're looking at Sandy Williams on course.
Zandy Williams on course, number 24. This is his rookie season. Him and Chip McLaughlin have really stepped their game up this year, and they're having a lot of fun. They've got a 2 race car effort this year. Zandy Williams on course.
So let's have a recap on our top 4. In 4th place, we've got Mike Bergman with a 142.
In third place, we have Levi Shirley with a 140.8.
In 2nd place, we've got Paul Horschel with a 1 minute 40.
And our KMC Hard Charger, as of now, unofficially, Brian Cross with a 137.898. Smoking fast time.
Fantastic stuff there as we watch Sandy making his way on through.
EcoStaff powered machine, one of their main sponsors.
And this car rips. Just listen to the exhaust note as he makes his way down to the 4-wheel parts rocks.
This is a Trent Fab solid axle 2-seat machine. Zandy Williams coming through the 4-wheel parts rock section. Just kind of smooth and steady, skipping through.
Really nice here from Zandy.
Nightmare. What a great looking car. That was a smooth run through the Steelett Rock section.
That is a very smooth run.
That might be a top 10, and it is unofficially 8th position with a 151.583. Zandy Williams. Great run.
Zandy looking incredibly fast, but let's not forget that he is nearly 14 seconds behind Brian Cross. Where did Brian Cross pull that from?
So on screen right there is Von Gittin Jr.'s car with a fill-in driver of 2-time Nitto King of the Hammers winner, Lauren Healy. So Lauren Healy is on course. Alex Hardaway out in front of him on screen. And here we go, chasing Lauren Healy driving for Von Gittin Jr. Von Gittin is sitting in 5th position for national points, but he has his real career today. He's having his Drift Nationals as we speak. So he's got his fill-in teammate, Lauren Healy. Lauren's car is actually on his way to Dubai right now for a show. So thing just rolled in. Everything's working good. Lauren Healy really smoking through the rocks, and Von's 2C IFS Jimmy's car.
Now, I was chatting to Lauren earlier. I said, how do you feel your chances are? He said, you know what? I'm around about 150 horsepower light, but I'm going to go out there and give it absolutely everything for my teammate. And you know what? He will.
The Fun Haver machines out on course. You can buy that replica at Walmart. I've got one for my girls. It's really cool to see an Ultra 4 car toy at Walmart. So really cool to see what Von Gitten's brought to the table. Lauren Healy is a Nitto athlete. Great to see all 4 tires spinning hard. MBRP powered machine. Lauren Healy pushing hard, trying to set up Von Gitten for the national points. Remember, Von Gitten is sitting in 5th position, so Lauren really needs to push hard to give him a good chance.
Yeah, while we're watching Lauren, Alex Hardaway has just crossed the line in a 2:15. But it's all about Lauren Healy in the Von Gitten Jr. machine as he comes into the rocks. And
completely clears it. What a great run by Lauren Healy. That was absolutely perfect. He set the car up, just blipped the throttle, and completely cleared the 4-wheel parts rock section.
Just how does he do that? This man is such a technician, such a talented driver, as we see him cross the line in an unofficial 4th position with a 1:41.
So if you're following at home, that's Von Gitten Jr.'s car with fill-in driver, Lauren Healy, 4th position unofficially.
It's action, action, action here at the Ultra 4 4-Wheel Pass National Championship 2019.
There is action all over the course. What a great run. Looks like we have a little bit of hiccup. Cody Addington. Sorry, here's
Check out
Lauren
this
Healy.
replay here of Lauren Healy.
And he's hitting the Steel It Rock section right there, running smooth to his 4th spot as of now. Lauren Healy driving for Von Gitten Jr.
And on track now we have car 530, Joe Hutchins.
He's coming down the Jeep Monster Rock section, Joe Hutchins, in a 2-seat solid axle machine.
Just keeping it steady, keeping it nice. Now this is a bit, there goes a tyre by the sound of it.
Those big rocks are moving all over the course, and he's kind of creating dust for himself, as you can see.
Yeah,
the wind is blowing.
There.
You can see all the flags out there. Wind is the racer's friend. What a great day of qualifying for the KMC Hard Charger. And which Bleiler just took off? That is Rusty Bleiler, the Happy Pappy, getting the green flag. So Rusty Bleiler coming down the rock section as we speak. But there's Joe Hutchins on screen with that right front. Tough break for him. He'll just have to try to save it. And he can't even make the turn with that right front flat. Kisses the K-rail, keeps it going.
Okay, now as Josh Hutchins makes his way through, or Joe Hutchins makes his way through to the finish, we've got here Randy Bleiler.
Rusty Bleiler.
Sorry.
You see a huge wheel stand. That's a Miller Motorsports solid axle 2-seat machine.
Now Rusty's one of these rare people who's coming to motorsports at a later age. Hasn't got a huge amount of experience, but my God, can he push a car?
He raced in Pennsylvania for a huge bicycle, rides it out for a long time, up over the K-rail, lands it. Holy cow, Rusty Bleiler with a show for us.
Oh my God, I absolutely
Yeah, that's incredible. Unfortunately, he's left the course, so this time will not count. Although I will get an official confirmation on that. I don't think he'll be allowed for that time to count, as he did cut off part of the course.
Nailed that.
What a show here from Rusty Bleiler. God, I love this racing.
It was a huge bicycle, catches the K-rail, bicycles up over it, lands on his wheel, keeps going. The Happy Pappy, always fun to watch.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
That's Josh Bleiler's dad. Josh is our current national points leader. Rusty Bleiler ran one heck of a race with his little mishap. Here's a replay coming up right here. Thank you, Hammer King Productions. Watch as he drifts a little bit, catches the bicycle, steers into it, just runs out of real estate, lands it up over the K-rail. Look at that twist and turn, lands on the wheels, back on the throttle. Wasn't that cool, Jim?
This guy should take up figure skating. That was a beautiful roll there from Rusty Bleiler. No one likes to see it, and we're just waiting for confirmation now whether his time will count. As he crossed over the course, he's cut a section of the course off. So a tough break there for Rusty Bleiler, and we're just waiting for confirmation from Race HQ as to whether he will have a time that counts.
That was so good. trying to remember his name.
Up next should be J.P. Gomez, number 82. He won this race last year. We'll see what kind of time he can throw down in his UFO single-seat Joe Thompson machine. J.P. Gomez, a crowd favorite. They've got 3 almost identical cars. So we're getting...
I'm just getting confirmation here from our race director, JT Taylor, that Rusty's time will count. So we're just waiting for that to come up on our screen. I will let you know as soon as I have it.
Because you saw where he went off course, and then he made the best effort he could, went as far back on course to come back on before he turns around. So great run.
There was no advantage gained. That's what we're being told. So no advantage gained. Time is allowed to count as we watch the first of the Gomez brothers live on course.
JP Gomez won this race last year going the opposite direction. We'll see what kind of time he can do. See if he can bump out Brian Crofts in the KMC hard charger spot as of now.
Well, now we have something very interesting here because Rusty Bleiler has just gone into an unofficial first place with a 1:37.832. So I think there's going to be some pull-ups here. We'll see what's going to happen on that one.
Remember,
expect there to be some information about that later on in the race.
Remember, everything we do say right now is unofficial. We're doing everything in the best of our ability to keep you up to date. We're having a lot of fun. JP launches out of the MBRP rock section.
Now, JP Gomez, this man just knows how to work it hard. I believe he's had 2 wins this season already, and he's coming in here as the man to beat.
JP always pushes hard in that single-seat UFO Joe Thompson built machine. They're out of Northern California. This is fairly local to them. They're just a couple hours down the road.
This is quick miles. This is great stuff here from JP as he rounds the top bend, totally sideways, sets it up on the downhill towards the 4-wheel parts rock section. Now, he's going to send it, isn't he? Checks. Oh, and my word, I'm surprised by that.
Was that an actual Gomez driving?
I don't know. That was not what I was expecting at all there from JP.
But it's still a great run, so we'll see what kind of time we can throw down for JP Gomez. I assume that's a top 10, maybe even a top 5. JP Gomez with an unofficial 7th place position with a 1:42.4.
Yeah, JP Gomez there. I think he knows that he can hold a really fast pace. And on track at the moment, we have Josh Bleiler.
He is our current national. He is in the lead for our current national championship as we speak. Josh Bleiler. And you can see him heading right now on screen at the Opta 180. Then he'll be heading back towards this 4-wheel rock section. How hard's Josh going to hit this? Is he going to try to bump out his dad out of that hard charger spot?
Well, Josh knows that he needs to qualify well here in the solid axle car. He has to get it right to stay ahead of those big IFS machines.
So he did check, but he's still pushing hard. This is going to be a top 10 run for sure. And this sets him up for tomorrow's prelim, so you don't necessarily have to be top, but there is 7 points for that KMC hard charger.
No, man, he bled a bit too much time there, but still a very good, clean run from Josh Bleiler.
That'll put him unofficially in 10th position with a 1:45.3. Josh Bleiler unofficially 10th position.
Now, just put some perspective on this. From the top 10 to first position, we have, at the moment, less than 8 seconds dividing the top 10. Incredible stuff.
On screen is Raul Gomez, part of Gomez Brothers Racing. That's almost identical to his brother's car, so we'll see what kind of time he can do. We've got 3 of the Gomez Brothers Racing, plus Raul's son, Darian, so they got a lot of tires to play with this weekend.
I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic corner. Did you see the way he hit the brakes, he set the nose of the car, used the back end of the vehicle to pull it around the corner. Great driving here from Raul.
And they love giving each other grief on the radio, so you know he's talking to base camp back home. How hard should I push it? Do I clear the rocks?
Here we go.
How hard
he
is?
Said he was going to jump it, and he's going to jump it. Oh!
Got a little donkey kick all over the throttle. The front tires hit, sucked them right back down. Raul's pushing hard. He wants up front tomorrow morning.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be behind JP tomorrow, and I don't think he will be.
I think
looked like a great run there.
That's
Raul
top
Gomez.
10. Raul Gomez just steals the seat with a 1:37.8. Less than 100th second, splitting it up. Raul Gomez, unofficially, our KMC hard charger. Holy cow.
Oh my word. We have less than a second separating our top 3. Can you believe that, Miles? Less than a second.
On screen right now is Alex Wacker, Twisted Monkey Racing, and we got Dan Wyrick out on course.
Now let's not
We've
forget
got cars all over.
All of these times at this moment are unofficial, but we've got less than 1 second separating our top three as it stands currently. Dan Wyrick fires the rocks.
Dan Wyrick, the number 218, in memory of his son, and that UFO machine all over the rock section. But on course is Alex Wacker coming down the Monster Jeep rocks.
In that beautiful tribe car.
2C IFS, Tribe 16, Adam Shear built machine.
Oh my word, Dan Wyrick, he's just done it. Oh my word, Dan Wyrick's just come in with an unofficial 1:34. Where did that come from, Miles?
That's 3 seconds faster than Raul Gomez. Dan Wyrick, 218, just laid down a lap. Unofficial first place for the KMC Hard Charger. And he's got a right rear flat, but Dan Wyrick gave it all he had.
He's going to have
great run for him.
He's going to have a big smile on his face. We saw him in the pits yesterday having all kinds of third member problems, so he's going to be absolutely over the moon as we watch Alex Wacker making his way over the King Doubles up towards the final bend.
So Alex Wacker pushing hard, looking good, looking smooth. Twisted Monkey Racing. He's got Josh England sitting shotgun with him, I believe, or normally does. Looks like he's in the car. So Alex and Josh pushing hard. Getting ready to hit the Steel at Rock section. 2C IFS machine. Wacker's pushing hard through that Steel at Rock section.
Yeah, Alex is, that's really good for Alex. That's a great time there for him. We just want to see where he comes up on our scoreboard. Unofficially 16th position in 1:54. A good time there for the guy from Twisted Monkey Racing.
On screen is the 4475 Edwin Abb. That's Mike Boo's old car. 2-seat solid axle machine. Edwin Abb on course.
Now I'm just going to have a quick update of the top 5 as we watch Edwin Abb. In 5th position, we got Paul Horschel with a 140.
In 4th position, we have Brian Cross with a 137.8.
In 3rd position, unofficially, is Rusty Bleiler with a 137.832.
In 2nd position is Raul Gomez with a 137.8, and by 3 full seconds,
it's Dan Wyrick in his UFO flying machine. Fantastic stuff here, but we've still got some big hitters to come out on course. We've still got Cody Addington, we've still got Shannon Campbell, and Marcus Gomez, and let's not forget two-time king, Eric Miller.
There's Don Fisher and Darren Hinkey as well.
Yeah, now Don Fisher is in a Dan Trout car, same as Jason Stearns, the car that we saw win King of the Hammers this year and win King of the Hammers the year before that. What can he do with that vehicle? As we watch, look at this. Power, power, power around the corner.
That's All South Jeff, number 12, in his single seat machine.
That's an old Campbell car, of course, used to belong to
Bill Baird. But Jeff McCullough really pushing hard. You can hear him using all that horsepower screaming up the hill towards the Optima 180. All South Jeff really, really pushing his paces.
This is a car that podiumed in King of the Hammers around about 5 years ago. And let's see what Jeff does here. It looks like he's going to send. Oh, my word!
Oh, terrible, terrible. A little too hard. All South Jeff McCullough with a terrible tumble across the start-finish line. Safety crew is on there, but... And you can see Jeff crawling out of the car with a thumbs up. Jeff McCullough, okay, but a terrible tumble. That car is hurt.
Yeah, no one likes to see that. Just came in a little bit too hot there, but he's out the car. He's okay. The safety crews will now get the car cleared off the course. A tough break there for Jeff.
I taught you everything you know.
Oh, my word. Wasn't it spectacular?
What a great, great, great run for him he had going, but hit the... So he came into the rocks a little too hard, set the car up, blipped the throttle, but the ass hit a little too hard, tumbled over. Let's watch a replay real quick, Jim.
Indeed. Now, let's watch him as he comes down the hill here. We've been watching cars all day long coming down here. But just look at the pace. I called it as he came down the hill. He's carrying too much speed. He didn't break back, and it was always going to end in tears, unfortunately.
Full throttle assault, and you can just see him land on the nose over 2 times, landing backwards, back on the nose, back on the back to the front. Jeff McCullough took a wild ride, but he crawled out quick. The Hammer Cream safety crew was there. Everybody's A-OK, but tough tumble for Jeff McCullough.
Indeed. There's no accident that our race directors and all our race organisers put in place safety provisions to make sure that all our crews are kept safe in this style of racing. We have to have specific types of harnesses, we have to have the right neck braces, we have to have correct helmets and correct fireproof race suits. All of these things mean that our crews can have a bit of a tumble and walk away. So thank you very much to our safety guys for making sure that our races are safe.
So while we have a quick break in action, let's thank some of our sponsors. We got the 4-Wheel Parts Eastern Series. We have the Laser Nut Western Series, Metal Cloak, Can-Am, Savvy, Amsoil, Nitto, 4-Wheel Parts, Laser Nut, King, Amada, Jeep, ARB, Big O, Steal It, The Fab School, Genrite, KMC Wheels, Griffin Radiator, MBRP, Titan Fuel Tanks, Share My Coach, Yukon Gear and Axles, the 4500 modified class, the 4600 Spider Track stock class, US Gear, Reno Tahoe, Renegade Race Fuel has been on site every race this year, even down in Mexico, so huge shout out to those guys. Warren, Rigid, RCV, PRP. I've been giving you all this great information because my PCI radio has been keeping me on point. Brannock Motorsports is the Legends class. ESOB, Optima Battery, Speed Trap. And like I said, without those guys, we couldn't be racing out here today. So please support who supports the sport.
Well, it has to be said, Miles, you genuinely do have the best memory in racing.
Yeah, I do my best. I do mess up from time to time. I do apologize. But, man, Jim, I'm having a blast.
As we said before, it's so good to be here back at Reno for the Ultra 4 4-Wheel Parts National Championships 2019. The action has been coming thick. The action has been coming fast. Unfortunately, we've just seen Jeff McCullough there from All South just take a big tumble. But don't go anywhere because we've still got some big hitters yet to come. We've got Don Fisher in his new
Fishmouth Fab Down Trout built machine.
Good grief, there's a mouthful right there for you. And we've also got Darren Henke, we've got Shannon Campbell, and of course Marquez Gomez, to name but a few. And sitting there in the hot seat waiting to go, it's Cody Addington in the 888 car.
And speaking of hot, he had a little bit of an electrical fire right here on the start line about 10 minutes ago. They've figured something out, got it back going, so good luck to Cody Addington. Remember, he set the pole last year, so can he do pole back-to-back? Can he bump out Dan Wyrick out of the KMC hard charger spot? Time will tell. And it sounds like the course is clear. We're seconds away. Green flag's about to drop. Cody Addington hot on course. The Red Dragon, originally built for Lauren Healy. Cody Addington all over the throttle. He's going to, all 4 Nitto tires drifting around that corner. He's pushing it through the paces.
This car was a car that was built for this course. When it arrived here in its first season, it had a massive battle with Lauren Healy at the helm, with Shannon Campbell. We saw them driving incredible things. Then last year with new owner Cody Addington, the man that came from the lower classes, we saw him take pole position. Has he got what it takes to go back-to-back?
Cody is a Nitto athlete, pushing hard, running strong. That single seat IFS Jimmy's chassis. I think in the 4400 class, that is the winningest race car we've got in our sport. He's lost something in the front diff because he's just powering up in 2-wheel drive. No, it looks like right front's quit pulling. Not sure what's going on, but Cody Addington's still pushing hard.
Nah, that would be a tough break. Oh my word, he's all over the place. Come on, Cody, keep it tight.
He'll get it back to camp, get everything checked out. Cody's still pushing hard.
That looks like Cody to me.
Looks like Tim Priest just took the green flag, but we're still following Cody Addington. And you see he gets a little air and he gets a little sideways because he's only got one front wheel pulling, so when it hits, it just kind of jiggles a little bit, but he's still pushing hard.
Yeah, Cody's got to be very careful here. I know this means a lot to him, but he's got to get the car across the line so he can get it back to camp so he can get it fixed.
So with 3-wheel drive, there's no way he's going to jump it, and I was incorrect. Clears it. Just skipped through. Cody Addington still pushing hard with 3-wheel drive.
This is amazing stuff from Cody. Now keep it together, Cody. Keep your head. Great drive from Cody
Look,
Ellington.
he was all over the place, but Cody ran a great race. Could that be top 10? Unofficially, 12th position with a 144.
With a 144. And that just shows you the quality of this field. That was a fast run, but just a few seconds off that pace.
Off the line next will be Marcos Gomez with the Ugly Duck. That's an IFS IRS machine. UFO Joe Thompson built. He's always fun to. If you guys have ever walked through the pits, you've heard this guy laugh. Marcos always has a great time.
He never stops laughing, so let's see what the big guy from the Gomez brother team can do today. We've already watched JP Gomez in 9th position.
On screen, coming down the Monster Jeep Rock section, Marcos Gomez. Tim Priest cruising through. He'll be getting a time here shortly. But on screen, it's Marcos Gomez.
In 2nd position at the moment is his brother, Raul Gomez. And in 9th is JP Gomez. So, can Marcos Gomez get it? 4 wheels off the ground as he crosses out the top of the MBRP rocks. This is a fast looking time here.
Marcos is running a very smooth race. You can see his RCV axles putting the power to the ground. Marcos Gomez all over the throttle, drifting around there. Look at the dirt flying. He is pushing hard.
Yeah, this car really looking up well. If you ever get a chance to go in the pits and watch them service this car, the CV joints are the size of a small child's head. They're enormous.
And on course, just taking the green flag, one of our 3-time Nitto King of the Hammers, Shannon Campbell on course. And look at Marcos clearing the 4-wheel parts rock section. Pushing hard all the way to the finish line. This is going to be a top 10 finish if I'm not mistaken. Marcos Gomez with an unofficial time of?
Marcos Gomez goes for 4th unofficially with a 1:37.883. But on course now, it's 3-time king, Shannon Campbell.
With the Dragon Slayer.
And can he slay some dragons today? He hops into the MBRP rock section, and this is the all-important part. He needs a good pace as he comes off the top here.
So Shannon's pushing hard, heading into the Yukon Talladega turn. Shannon Campbell's a crowd favorite. He's been in this sport since the beginning.
Now, Miles, this is Shannon Campbell. This isn't anyone else. It's Shannon Campbell. What's going to happen at the rocks? Is he going to check up like Wayland? Is he going to check up like Bailey? I've got a feeling that's not going to happen.
Shannon doesn't check very often. It's going to be a fun one to watch at the 4-wheel parts rock section. He's in the Optima.
Everyone in the stands is standing up as Shannon Campbell comes round the corner and comes down the hill to the 4-wheel parts rock section.
He checks just a tick and skips through all over the throttle. Lands it perfect, number 5. And Lance launches again. Shannon Campbell all over the throttle. The crowd goes wild. Did he just bump out Dan Wyrick? No. Unofficially 2nd position.
Wow, we've just seen one of the greats of all racing. Just giving us an amazing display of how you fly rocks. Shannon Campbell with a 1:37.27. Incredible stuff.
That was smooth as hell.
So we're going to do a quick replay and watch Shannon Campbell come through the rocks.
Wow.
As he's coming around the Optima 180, coming down the hill, going about 80 miles an hour, sets the car up, blips the throttle, and completely launches over that rock section. And he's the only one to launch into the 2nd rock
Just look
section.
at this, Miles. Sky time, Shannon Campbell style. Let's go, Shannon Campbell Airways. Beautiful stuff
And
there from
look-
the 3-time king.
Look how smooth that was. Shannon Campbell, unofficially 2nd position, but on course right now, Don Fisher and Tom riding shotgun. But on course is Darren Hinkie, D-Squared Racing, the 4441 out of Boulder, Colorado, heading up the MBRP Rocks section.
And
So
Don Fisher crosses the line in 17th position with a 1:48. So a nice run there from Don Fisher. And it just shows the quality in this field that a man can cross the line in a 1:48 and be right down there in 17th position.
And I'm going to give a little shout out to Don and Tom. I was at the airport flying in and didn't really have a game plan. I was getting ready to call an Uber, and Don and Tom, they saw the King of the Hammers hat. They drove me out to the race course. The Ultra 4 family is so awesome out here. So thanks again, Tom and Don, for getting me to the racetrack. But on course is Darren Hinkie, D squared, 44-41. So Darren Hinkie coming in the four-wheel parts rock section, checks up, kind of just skips through the rocks really smooth. And that 2C IFS Jimmy's chassis, Darren Hinkie smooth and quick.
And as Darren Hinkie crosses the line, we'll be cutting live shortly to watch our two-time king, Eric Miller, solid axle Miller chassis. This is a man with a point to prove. He was up all last night, fixing his car, had engine troubles, and it's great to see him out on course.
Kevin Stearns with Tilden Motorsports was hanging out with him. They had a lifter issue. They had to tear the head off to get it fixed, but Eric Miller got it back going and is running hard. 2C solid axle Miller Motorsports chassis. Eric Miller taking a run. I was lucky enough last year to take a spin in that car here at the Nationals. That guy can drive. That car can fly. Eric Miller, two-time Nitto King of the Hammers winner. Eric is a Nitto athlete.
Okay, as Eric Miller makes his way out to the final corner, I can confirm Darren Hinkie, 16th position, unofficially with a 1:45.76. And here comes Eric. Is it going to be fly time for the two-time king?
Checks up. Yes, he does. Perfect landing. Just completely clears it. Hits the downslope. Eric Miller, pretty smoking run right here. Could this be a top 5? It's going to be close.
What a fantastic run there from the two-time king, Eric Miller.
With a unofficial 6th place position with a 1:39.764, Eric Miller, unofficially 6th position.
Now, if you're Eric Miller, you've just come over that run. You've just given it everything you've got. You know you had a great run together, and someone says to you, hey, Eric, you're in 6th place. How are you going to feel about that?
Yeah, Eric's he's all about number 1 or nothing. So, but remember, there's 3 prelims, so that should put him in the 3rd prelim in the front row right next to one of the other guys.
Who?
So Dan Wyrick's still up front with a 1:34.7 sitting in the KMC Hard Charger.
Righto, then that's the end of the qualifying session for today. And we're just going to cut back through our top 10 in 4400 class.
Yep, Rusty Bleiler did get a 2.5 second penalty for when he took his little tumble. He did short course just a tick. He got roughly a 2.5 second advantage, so they did add that to his run.
Okay, now in the top 10, we have Lauren Healy with a 1:41.
Wow.
At number 9th position is Levi Shirley with a 1:40.860.
And in 8th position, after it's been readjusted, is Rusty Bleiler with a 1:40.32.
Number 7th, leading, fresh off his win, number 19, Paul Horschel with a 1:40.012.
And 6th place, we just saw him on track, his two-time king, Eric Miller, with a 1:39.76.
In 5th position, number 9, Brian Cross with a 1:39.898.
And in 4th position is Marcus Gomez with a 1:37.883.
In 3rd position, 44.83, Raul Gomez with a 1:37.8.
Then it's three-time king, the man himself, Shannon Campbell Airways with a 1:37.271.
And beating Shannon Campbell by 2.5 seconds, our KMC Hard Charger, 218, Dan Wyrick.
Wow, what an incredible qualifying session we've had here today at the Ultra 4 4-Wheel Parts National Championships 2019. Miles, it's been incredible. We have seen so much action. We've seen rollovers, we've seen fly time, we've seen jumps, we've seen incredible speeds of over 80 miles an hour. This just keeps on giving.
And there's going to be wheel-to-wheel, open-wheel racing tomorrow. Lots of action. So thank you again, everybody staying tuned in. This was the KMC Hard Charger for the 4-Wheel Parts Nitto National Championship. We're going to throw it to a quick commercial. We'll be right back to sign off after this. Welcome back. That was the KMC Qualifier, getting everything set up for tomorrow's four-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. We're here at the Wild West Motorsports class park, just outside of Reno, Nevada. I'm Miles Hasselquist alongside Jim Marsden. Here's the 4,400 national points standing. In fifth position, Vaughn Gittin Jr., fill-in driver Lauren Healy.
And in fourth position is Bailey Campbell.
In third position, three-time king Shannon Campbell.
In second position in the point standing currently, it's Paul Horschel.
And in the lead for the points, the first place is Josh Bleiler. That's the 4,400 Unlimited Nitto class.
And we've watched an entire session today of amazing qualifying. It had its highs, it's had its lows, but my word, what it has given us is action all the way through.
So here's the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle class. In fifth position, Rick Levezzo.
In fourth is John Grounds.
In third position was Sean Rance Sr.
In second is Jesse Oliver.
And leading the points, driving in memory for Jesse Combs, savvy driver Dan Fresh.
And that was fantastic qualifying. As we move through to the next class now, let's not forget we've had 5 classes here qualifying today, and in the 4,600 class top 5 racing for the championship in 5th position is Daniel May Applegate.
Fourth position is John Snell.
In third is Dawson Allington.
Second position, John Schaefer.
And in first position is Josh Atterbury.
That's the 4,600 Spider Track stock class.
As we make our through to the 4,800 Legend Brannock Legends class. In 5th position in the current championship standings is Randall Holmes.
Fourth position, Dave Hartman with a great run today.
In third is Jeremy Jones.
And second is Bailey Cole.
And it's that man who can fly. It's Casey Gilbert in first position, who laid down that incredible time of 1:41 in a Legends class car.
And these standings we're giving you are for the national points. This is the 4,900 Can-Am Motorsports UTV class. Fifth position is Scott Lesage.
In fourth position is Ben Jones.
Third position, Anthony Yount.
In second position is Dustin Robbins.
And top of the box for the national points, at first place is Travis Zollinger.
So here we go, Miles. We're going to be going live. Thank you, Miles. We're going to be going live here tomorrow for race time. It starts at 7 a.m. and
that's Pacific time, so that's 9 Central time back home for us. It's going to be a long, fun day of racing. So be sure to tune in. Everything went smooth today. It's going to go smooth tomorrow. It's going to be a long, fun day of racing. Ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the Facebook, get on the Instagram. Let's blow this thing up. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow, Jim.
It is indeed. I can't wait. And here we are. It's the Ultra 4 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship 2019. Make sure you got a seat and the best seat in the house tomorrow. Get those computers running. Get that social media switched on. Or even better, get yourself down to the Wild West Motorsports Park and come and join us for the best racing action anywhere.
There are still a few tickets available, so be sure to buy a ticket. Come on out. This is the best spectator track. The Wild West Motorsports Park is absolutely awesome to watch. The Ultra 4 trailers here. Get your event shirt. Get last year's event shirt. We've got swag all over. Come walk through the pits. They're all open. Everybody loves to see everybody. Again, thank you for tuning in. This is the 4-wheel parts Nitto National Championship. We're just outside of Reno, Nevada at the Wild West Motorsports Park. I'm Miles Hasselquist alongside with Jim Marsden. We will see you 7 a.m. sharp.
Thank you and good night.